We're back on Politics Nation, live from Atlanta. Nearly 5 decades after Martin Luther King Jr. fought for the Voting Rights Act, we're still fighting voter suppression. Our task today is urgent as the right wing continues its swing state by state, swing against the Voting Rights Act. 17 states now have some form of voter ID law, including right here in Georgia. The Brennan Center reports these laws could disenfranchise more than 5 million people. Georgia was one of the first states to enact strict voter ID laws back in 2005. Republicans say they aren't meant to stop anyone from voting. But an Associated Press study out this week shows voter ID laws in Georgia and Indiana blocked 1,200 voters in 2008. Today, I was honored to welcome Martin Luther King III to our events. He's continuing his father's legacy as a civil rights leader and human rights activist. Martin, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Rev. Honored to have the opportunity.
Now, you made a very passionate speech today at the National Action Network session at Salem Church, Reverend Jasper Williams, pastor, about your father, what he fought for, and now we're here trying to make sure people can vote, and you thought you'd never see a day like this.
Well, I certainly, 47 years after the Voting Rights Act has been passed, I never would have thought that there would be states in our nation that are trying to keep people from voting or suppress the vote. I don't think the issue is people having an ID. That's not the issue. The issue is selective IDs that everyone does not have access to. We don't have the luxury of not allowing people to vote in this nation we call a democracy. My father, Viola Luizo, and many gave their lives so we might have the precious right. We need to be voting in every election, and it's about everybody voting, not any one party or one ethnic group. It's about all Americans.
The Attorney General said that this is the new poll tax. So clearly when you have the Attorney General and others saying that this is clearly something that disproportionately affect minorities, let me show you what the Attorney General said today.
Many of those without IDs would have to travel great distances to get them, and some would struggle to pay for the documents they might need to obtain them. We call those poll taxes. We will be vigilant, and we will be strong. But let me be clear. Let me be very clear. We will not allow political pretext to disenfranchise American citizens of their most precious right.
So, in effect, because it's causing seniors who have fixed incomes money, it is a poll tax. One of the reasons we're out here and you have joined us on these tours is to try to help facilitate that. But why do we need new ID when there's no evidence there's widespread fraud? We already have ID. The ID that we've used for Reagan, Nixon, Clinton. What's wrong with that ID now?
Well, that's a very good question, Rev. And I don't know that anyone has the answer. You would hate to think that any of our elected officials would want to keep people from voting. But it appears that there is an effort, a front, to keep people from voting. And so I think we just have to be vigilant, as we always have. There's nothing more powerful in all the world than an idea whose time has come. Victor Hugo used to say, the time has come for us to mobilize, organize. Registration with education will create, ultimately, voter participation.
One of the reasons that we're moving in July is because if people have to get ID, it may take weeks to get the ID back, and then they have to register before 30 days, so you can't do this in October. But what do you say, as the son of Dr. King and Mrs. Coretta Scott King, to people that are frustrated, that say, oh, it's so complex, I'm tired of going through all of these different complications to vote?
Well, while I say this is a quirk, you know, I have to think about what my dad and his team went through and the struggles that they and others, even before them, went through to accomplish what they accomplished. This is a minor glitch. It is a glitch in the road. It is a glitch in the road, but this is minor compared to what they had to do. All we have to do is to stand up and be counted and make it be known that we want to participate in this process. And actually, democratically, we have the right to participate.
You know, I saw today in the workshops when people were being instructed on what to do and how to get people their ID, and I thought thought about what you just said. C.T. Vivian was there, was punched by sheriffs. I thought of Reverend Joe Lowry and others that have made such a sacrifice. How do we have the nerve to complain today? Viola Luisa lost her life. Her daughter marched with us just in March of this year in Selma. I think that when we look at how we got here, we would be cheapening the memories of those that gave their lives to just let it go like this.
Oh, we cannot. We have no choice in this matter. I think what we have to do is to also mobilize the entertainment community, those who have voices, the athletic community, the community just in general. And I think people really are waiting. They're waiting for one voice, but there's not going to be one voice. It's going to be a collective voice that makes the difference so that those who we elect will protect and preserve the rights of all the people.
Well, thank God we still have the voice of the King family and you out there. And clearly, this is not about who people vote for. Whoever they're going to vote for, we want to protect people's right to vote. Martin Luther King III, thank you for your time tonight. We'll be right back.